ACCA is fortunate to have Steve Lauten as the incoming chairman of the board. Much like our industry, while our industry, much like others, have a wealth of professionals willing to provide their experience, resources, and time for the success of their organizations they serve, Steve is one of those professionals that truly stands out among his peers as a leader. I am proud to have worked with Steve and to introduce Steve Lauten as your incoming ACCA chairman. So please join me in welcoming Steve Lauten.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you everyone for your support and your warm welcome tonight. I've had the privilege over the past year to work closely with Phil London during a time of great change and opportunity for ACCA. Before I officially start off my year as chairman with a few brief remarks, I want to say thank you again to Phil one more time. Phil, you've done a terrific job, and you leave large shoes to fill. Fortunately for me, I wear a size 14, so I think I'm going to be able to handle it. Thanks for showing such commitment to ACCA in leading our association through such an important membership transition. Thank you, Phil. It's an amazing honor to be asked to serve as chairman of this great association. I am humbled to join the ranks of legendary contractors who have given back to our industry through service to ACCA. I was a teenager in 1968 when I started working at my dad's air conditioning company, Total Air. 1968 is also the same year that ACCA was incorporated. So you might say that I've grown up in this industry right along with ACCA. We all know this industry is a lot different from what it was in 1968. Heck, it's a whole lot different from what it was in 2008. At Total Air, we've changed a lot to keep up with new technology. The changing customer needs, changes in AC equipment and regulations, and at the same time, in some certain fundamental ways, we haven't changed at all. My dad founded Total Air in 1957, and he had one mission: to provide superior service and installations using the best materials available. That's still our mission today. Our company may look a little bit different on the outside. We may operate a little different on the inside, but the fundamentals haven't changed. In fact, the reason we change our operations is so that we can keep achieving our fundamental mission. ACCA has changed a lot over the years too. When we moved to open membership last year, it certainly wasn't the first time ACCA changed membership rules. Sometimes we've had chapters, sometimes we haven't had chapters, sometimes we've had flat dues, sometimes we've had sliding scale dues. Hell, the one thing you can count on at ACCA is that every 12 years or so, we're going to change up our membership rules. Yep. So, but do you know why we have to make these changes like that? It's because we have to change in order to stay true to our unchanging fundamentals. ACCA's mission to serve and represent the best professional contractors from all over the country is the same today as it was when I was a teenager in North Dallas. Just like my company and yours, in order to keep achieving its mission, ACCA needs to keep changing its operations. ACCA has to be willing to embrace new technology, experiment with new programs, and yeah, sometimes change our membership program. As contractors who care about our industry and the success of our companies, we should be happy that our association is not afraid to make the necessary changes. We need our association to keep advancing because we need our association to thrive and to grow and to succeed. Why do we need this? Because ACCA matters. ACCA is the only organization whose sole focus is to represent HVACR contractors across the nation. I want you to stop for a minute and reflect on that statement. What other organization has your best interest in mind? As successful contractors, we all belong to a lot of different groups, alliances, training organizations. We go to a lot of meetings and trade shows. We read a lot of trade newspapers and magazines. And all of those products and companies can be very valuable. I myself participate in a lot of them. But ultimately, they don't matter in the same way ACCA matters. From the biggest companies to the smallest companies, every contractor matters to ACCA. And ACCA matters to every contractor. In particular, ACCA is the only organization that spends every dollar that we give it fighting for our industry before the Department of Energy, the EPA, the Department of Labor, and every other Washington agency that is trying to strangle us with ridiculous rules. ACCA is the only organization that speaks for contractors when regulators and legislators need to know what the HVAC industry thinks. If it wasn't for us, these government agencies would only hear from the manufacturers and the energy advocates. The reason we changed ACCA's membership model last year is because we want to make it easy for contractors to support ACCA. Contractors need ACCA, and ACCA needs contractors. Now contractors can join ACCA for $39 a month. That's $39, about the cost of a cup of coffee a day. That's all it costs to support the one organization that exists only to represent contractors where we need representation the most. Now, I'm not here to do a sales pitch. Y'all belong to ACCA. So my point is, I want to make sure everyone knows what is at stake this year. There's a plethora of rules and regulations out there that they're trying to just lay upon us. And so all those buying groups and trade shows and trade magazines I mentioned earlier, if all of their owners cashed out and closed them down tomorrow, let's be honest, it wouldn't really matter to any of us contractors that much. But ACCA matters, and my pledge to you this year is that I will make sure every contractor in the country knows how much ACCA matters to all of our businesses every single day. I want to make sure every professional contractor has the opportunity to support this great association. But even more importantly, in this very important year, I'm going to make sure that ACCA continues to make great strides in moving our entire industry forward. From furnace ratings to confined space rules to refrigerants, ACCA's voice will be loud, clear, and unwavering. We're going to create a standard for onboard HVAC diagnostics because it's important for contractors, and we can't wait for the manufacturers to do it. As Phil mentioned, we're going to bring the entire industry together, contractors, manufacturers, and distributors, into one major scholarship fund to channel talented young workers into our industry. And I think there's no debate that this needs to be done. We're going to keep using technology to help contractors connect with each other, and we're going to make sure all of our members have access to the resources they need to run profitable businesses. We're going to do all of those things because they matter to contractors, and ACCA matters to contractors as well. And each and every one of you matters to ACCA. Now, I know that I'm between you and more drinks and food, so in closing, I'd like to thank my parents for starting the business. In particular, my dad for mentoring me over the years, my wife Janice for her unwavering support, especially in the summer when she doesn't get to see me much. And in addition, my son Justin and Rebecca, who are here tonight to support me. And Justin is our third generation in the company. And last but not least, for all the past ACCA chairmen that have paved the way for my journey to be here today. Thank you for your support. And now let's get back to the party.